Hello, good evening. I am Ajit Kumar Jha, editor of the Public Global and CEO of Power Pixar. And today we are going to focus on BJP's politics of, I would say, killing three birds with one stone. I did a previous video where I explained that how the BJP deliberately has delayed the census of 2021 under the pretext of Corona, COVID-19. But now the census is going to start in 2026, will continue till 2027. Very well timed for the 2029 Lok Sabha election. And why do I say that it will give? Why someone would ask, why would a census give an advantage to the BJP? In my previous video, I explained how the delimitation exercise, which is going to be held in 2026, will give an advantage to the BJP because of its electoral dominance in the north. Now let me focus on another aspect of the entire the politics of the census, which I call politics of caste calculus. Think of the BJP in its entire history, and of the Sangh. The Sangh started in 1925. They are going to finish they are completing 100 years this year. So in the last 100 years, and the BJP, which started in 1952, the Jansangh party started, Sama Prasad Mukherjee started it, since till today had opposed any talk of caste. Why did they oppose any talk of caste until now? Because if you talk of caste in India, caste divisions, then that, according to the BJP's mindset, according to the BJP's ideology, weakens Hindu unity. They want to talk about all Hindus being one, and they want to forget about caste. Although when the BJP ends up distributing seats and when they go on campaigning, they quietly listen to the caste calculus, but they don't want to talk about it. Formally, they don't want to accept it. But suddenly, after the Lok Sabha election of 2024, when the BJP's seats declined quite a bit, from, let's say, 310 plus, it came down to 240. And where did the BJP lose this big number of seats? It's in its pocket borrow of Uttar Pradesh. The BJP merely got 33 seats out of 80 in 2024 in Uttar Pradesh. It lost quite a number of seats in Rajasthan, another Hindi heartland state where the BJP dominates. In fact, today, the BJP is the ruling party in Rajasthan. And in Uttar Pradesh, you have the Yogi Adityanath Sarkar for a second time. In fact, in 2027, the Uttar Pradesh is early 2027. Uttar Pradesh is going to have another election, and the BJP wants to win for the third time, do a hat trick. So UP and Bihar's election is going to be held in October, November of this year. These two states, in Bihar, their numbers did not decline in 2024. But given the fact that Rahul Gandhi had made the caste survey, remember the caste survey was first done by Chief Minister Nitish Kumar in Bihar. But the moment in 2023, when Chief Minister Nitish Kumar declared that he's going to hold the caste survey, Rahul Gandhi, within a week, it was the month of October, Nitish Kumar had declared the caste survey on Mahatma Gandhi's birthday. It was October 2nd. Within a week, 9th of October, Rahul Gandhi suddenly did a volte-face. The Congress used to be also opposed to openly talking about castes, although the Congress would also do the caste arithmetic on the ground. For the BJP, of course, their slogan is Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas. And the Congress used to be the pan-India party in the past, were getting its vote from all over. And these were the two largest national parties in the country right from the beginning. In fact, at one time, the Congress was a dominant party. The BJP replaced it basically in 1998 when Prime Minister Vajpayee became Prime Minister for the first time. That continued for 6 years. The BJP lost. And in the next 10 years, it was the UPA government under Dr. Manmohan Singh, leadership of Sonia Gandhi. And then in 2014, the BJP had won overwhelmingly, replacing the Congress as the dominant party. So both these parties, I'm arguing, especially the BJP, would never mention the issue of caste, totally opposed to it. Which were the parties arguing for the caste? The regional parties and the entire politics of what one would call caste-based mobilization. The movement from below started from Bihar in 1977-78. Karpuri Thakur government came to power after the Janata Party won. Karpuri Thakur became the chief minister in Bihar, and he started what we now know as the Mandal Commission, where reservation for OBCs, MBCs, and others. And then began this third phase where regional parties picked up the caste-based reservation issue until Nitish Kumar made it into, let's have a caste survey. His argument was that since the last census was in 1930, unless and until we do a caste survey, we do not know the status of the various castes. Some castes, the numbers might have shot up. Some castes, the numbers might have come down. The upper castes had migrated to urban areas. Many of them moved outside Bihar. The OBCs, the MBCs, most backward caste, the Dalits, they sort of had become a rural force by that time. Earlier, it was the upper caste who used to control the land, but later on, during this entire Mandal phase, the OBCs began. And remember, from 1990 until today, which is 35 years, it's the OBC-led parties, Lalu Prasad Yadav and Rahul Devi for the first 15 years, and from 2005 until today, Nitish Kumar for 20 years, they have been the chief ministers of Bihar. So in Bihar, there was a total, what one would call an overall. The upper castes no more are in a position to win elections. It's basically the dominance of the OBCs. And Nitish Kumar, when he wanted to fight RJD, he started a third kind of a strategy within Mandalization, and that is he created what one calls the Mahadalits and the extremely backward caste, the EBCs, Ati Pichhda. Now, that was supposed to be basically to fight the dominance of the Yadavs and the Muslim coalition of the RJD. So now the regional parties were championing castes. Remember, at one time, the whole politics of caste was started by leaders who were essentially socialists. Ram Manohar Lohia in Uttar Pradesh, Jai Prakash Narayan in Bihar. They felt that the Marxists, the communist parties, who would argue that India is having a class division, they argued that the reality in the ground, at least in the north and even in the south, is that it's basically a caste inequality, that the upper castes are richer and the lower castes, or especially the Dalits and the MBCs, were not. So they felt that they should replace the class category, class divisions, the concept of class struggle and class warfare that the Marxists gave, with the caste division, with caste being the reality on the ground. And they ended up sort of this upsurge of the caste, which began, as I said, around 1978 in Bihar, became a major issue when Vishwanath Pratap Singh became the prime minister of the country after Rahul Gandhi passed away. So from 89 to 91, Vishwanath Pratap Singh was the prime minister in the country. And remember, that was the time when the Mandal versus Kamandal, because the BJP at that time, the Bharatiya Janata Sangh had already started, the Mandal, the agitation in Ayodhya. So the Ram Mandir was the main fixation of the BJP. And that has continued until recently. Remember, Pran Pratishtha, that was the politics of the BJP. Hindutva mobilization, Hindutva unity. But the moment they realized that Rahul Gandhi had a big advantage in 2024. Why? Because Rahul Gandhi was pushing for reservation for Dalits, for Pichhadas, for Akhliyat, the whole PDA concept that Akhilesh Yadav gave. When they saw that worked wonders in Uttar Pradesh, they felt that in the coming Bihar elections this year, in the autumn of this year, as I said, October, November, the caste politics might come up in a major way from below, and the Mahagathbandhan, which is led by Tejasvi Yadav of the RJD and the Congress under Rahul Gandhi's, of course, he's been visiting the state and he's been pushing the caste issue, but Kanhaiya Kumar as one of the leaders, and then challenges from and then the left parties, in fact the CPI-ML, the CPI CPM, at the same time recently, yesterday, two other smaller groups, I think the MCCE and some other group of the CPI-ML have all joined along with Dipankar Bhattacharya, and then they also have the Insaf party. So the Mahagathbandhan looks formidable in the election. If you see some of the surveys, they have predicted that Tejasvi Yadav is getting as high as 36% vote. If it is true, then obviously the Mahagathbandhan will end up beating the NDA. So the BJP, realizing that the reality in India is caste politics, for the first time in its history, as I said, from 1952, and the Sangh Parivar from almost last 100 years, suddenly they have switched, volte-face, and they did it in a very subtle way. Party President JP Nadda announced recently, okay, we will also have a caste census. And interestingly, the caste census will only happen 2 years later, as I said in my previous video, by the time 2026, 2027, aiming it for Lok Sabha 2029. But at the same time, the noise they are making of the caste census is supposed to confront the politics of Rahul Gandhi, is supposed to fight against this entire Mandal parties, Akhilesh Yadav in Uttar Pradesh, RJD in Bihar, and other regional parties, for example, DMK, which also believes in caste census. In fact, now almost the entire India alliance has agreed to a caste census. So all the 18 parties which you saw during 2024 Lok Sabha, majority of them they believe in caste survey and they believe in caste reservation. In fact, the Congress party has been aggressively pushing the line that whatever Nitish Kumar did in Bihar is good, but Telangana has done under Revant Reddy a better caste survey, more scientific, and the Congress wants the rest of the country, especially the Congress-run states, to follow the Telangana model. So I would argue that on the issue of caste, both the national parties have done a volte-face. Congress, which used to oppose the caste in the past, the issue of caste, because they believed they get support from everyone. Rahul Gandhi changed that 180 degrees turn. And then, politics is a game of strategy after all. So the BJP, responding to the challenge from Rahul Gandhi, has also ended up sort of throwing a googly at the India Alliance, at the Congress party, at the regional parties, which believes in caste survey, caste-based reservation. The googly is the caste census. So it is your caste survey, your caste reservation versus my caste census. So the BJP has, in a way, what one would say, accommodated the politics of caste inside the politics of Hindutva. And that is rather paradoxical. Why is that paradoxical? Because it breaks the monopoly of the Hindutva forces. It breaks the monopoly of this Hindu unity, because after all, Hindus are divided into various castes. So therefore, it is a contradiction, but the BJP is trying its best to somehow, do both, put the caste sort of census issue and wrap it around with Hindutva. And what is the test? Which state has fallen as, let's say, the test case, the touchstone, if you want to say, for a caste-based BJP experimentation? Bihar. And the reason is that the caste survey in Bihar points out that the majority, almost as high as 87% population, are non-forward caste. They are either OBC or MBC or Dalits or Muslims. And even among the Muslims, the majority are Pasmanda Muslims. So because Bihar, one of the poorest states in the country, has done a caste survey which very accurately shows that the OBC numbers are very high, the MBC numbers, the OBC numbers, the Pichhada Dalit Akhliyat, the new concept of PDA, their numbers are much higher. So the BJP has, as I said, thrown a googly, rather I would say, to this Yorker by Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi, when he was playing from his batting and bowling from his side, he ended up throwing a Yorker. Remember, taking the constitution and hitting it on the head, saying that the BJP was planning to change the constitution, that the constitution protects the backwards, protects the Dalits, protects the minorities, and the BJP wanted 400 seats in Lok Sabha because it wanted to change the constitution. It's a party of Hindutva, not a party for the poor, for the PDA population of India. So that was a Yorker which had its effect. The Congress did not come to power, but its numbers almost doubled in the Lok Sabha. And that the BJP has taken seriously. Ever since then, there has been a rethink. And now the BJP has come up with a new formula. Let me summarize that in another video. I'll go into details. Number one, caste census. Number two, Operation Sindoor, which basically, according to them, brings about patriotism and cultural nationalism in the country. So instead of using the Ram Mandir, instead of using Ayodhya, instead of using Hindutva logic to unite the Hindus, they are now trying a new formula, which is caste census. Number two, cultural nationalism. They tried it in 2019, remember, and it worked in the Lok Sabha. In fact, 2019 BJP got the highest amount of votes and highest amount of seats ever in its history. So they are repeating that. Operation Sindoor, you might have seen Modi ji going around the country campaigning from Gujarat to Bengal to Bihar. In fact, he has been frequently going to Bihar because the elections are coming. Every time he goes, he talks about cultural nationalism, but it is couched with caste census. It is couched with this new vocabulary of caste. And of course, number three, because it's a double engine sarkar, Modi in the center and Nitish Kumar in the state. So they are going to push on heavy economic development of this poor state of Bihar. But the big question is, will this work? Will this work in Bihar? The combination, as I said, of caste census. So my caste census fights your caste survey, your caste reservation. So in a way, my caste census fights your mandal politics. That's the BJP's game plan. That combined with Operation Sindoor, cultural nationalism, combined with development, will it work in its favor? We don't know. We will see. Interesting thing is that the opposition parties, especially RJD, led by Tejashwi Yadav and Lalu Prasad Yadav, of course, the Congress under Rahul Gandhi, Kanhaiya Kumar, even Prashant Kishore, none of them are talking anymore of those kind of issues. What's the big agenda of the Mahagathbandhan in this election? Every leader talks of basically three things. Number one, jobs. In fact, you will hear Tejaswi Yadav saying, "Hame vote do, hum tumhe naukri denge." That's the main slogan of Tejaswi Yadav. Similarly, Kanhaiya Kumar has been highlighting in his yatras on no jobs. And the second thing they have been highlighting is that out migration of poor people from Bihar to other states because there are no jobs. And Prashant Kishore, he has been highlighting that in a major way. So they are talking about basic issues of jobs, out migration, decline of education, failure of health, failure by the center in giving special status to the state of Bihar, which is a very poor state, and all kinds of economic issues. So BJP on one side focusing on, as I pointed out, a combination of caste census, Operation Sindoor, development plank, and they have another religious issues up their sleeve. In fact, I'll discuss that in a later video, that building a temple like Ayodhya, building what the BJP says, a massive temple, a Prachand sort of sized temple in Bihar for Sita Mata. Because remember, Sita Mata is the wife of Ram. So the idea is to kind of also work on the ground, and it is specially aimed at Mithilanchal, because Mithila, the word Mithila, basically means Sita, and that area where they speak Maithili, it's one of the poorest zone in the country. So the BJP wants to talk development, at the same time wants to throw this another, sort of a fast ball of Sita Mata, and combine that, as I said, with cultural nationalism, Operation Sindoor, and the caste census. Will it work? We will have more videos on this, focused on Bihar, focused on Uttar Pradesh, focused on the southern states, focused on, because the southern states, Kerala and Tamil Nadu are going for elections next year, and other states all over the country. Bengal is the other state which will also go for elections next year. So we will make many such videos, but let me end here. The BJP's politics of caste census, which is combined with the politics of delimitation, women's reservation, this grand plan to win India again, all the states and the Lok Sabha in 2029. Thank you very much.